Xbox is trying to change the game with a new app update for PC, bringing your Steam and Epic Games libraries into a unified experience. Always nice to have options. We'll get into it.
And we had another huge games showcase as the Future Games Show gave us over 50 new game announcements and updates. We're going to talk about all that and a ton more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there every single Monday. We're bringing you all the biggest news happening in the video game industry. You can check us out on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, and as always, I am joined by this man right here, Mr. Full Clip. What is up, my dude?
What's up? Not much. Just feeling rested and rejuvenated from a little time off, at least one of the jobs. So had a little more time this week, and I'm going to gush. You thought this was going to be a short show, but I've got to talk about something so bad.
Oh, man. I love the teasers. I asked before the show started, I'm like, what have you been up to? It's like, save it for the show, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is good because, yeah, it is a very light news week here. So, yeah, it's exciting, which is good. I got my coffee and my water because I was up too late drinking, and as usual, how we always start this show, me complaining about how hungover I am, and I think this time you could hear it in my voice. I think it's gonna make for a good sounding show when I got a little bit of that rasp, baby.
Oh yeah,
like an old '60s disc jockey. You ever hear of those? There used to be there used to be a thing called radio out there. This is for the kids that listen to this show. There used to be a thing called radio, and there were guys that would spin records. Records, well, everybody knows what records are. Those are back. Those are back and more popular now than ever. But yeah, I feel like I got like a cool vibe going.
All
right,
Gamer Dad ASMR.
I don't want to hear. Oh, I like that. Yeah, we could. This could be our niche here. Give me what are you teasing right here? What have you been up to?
So I went looking for like a good free-to-play that I could sink my teeth into and play on the PlayStation out on the TV, get away from the PC for a little bit. And I found, Reddit posts looking into, is Genshin Impact like beginner-friendly? Is it an okay game to get into at this stage because it's been out for like 5 years? And I'll tell you, like, overwhelmingly, the answer was always like, yeah, it's great. I mean, don't play it if you have a gambling addiction because it's got the gacha components that everybody, has against it. But other than that, I mean, it's a really good game and it's so packed with content. So over the past week or so since I started, I've played about 80 hours of it so far. And, by the numbers, I was 30 hours in. The PlayStation says I played it for 30 hours. I had unlocked 1 out of 105 trophies. And I was 62% of the way through the prologue. So that gives you an idea of how much content is in this game.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can play for hundreds of hours and not be halfway through.
I've never played it before. I did once when that Zenless Zone Zero came out. I was like, okay, it's a new one I could get into. Because, again, like you, I wasn't sure if you could just jump right into these games. And I'm always intrigued by, like, when I see videos of Genshin Impact and that sort of thing. But so what is the gameplay style?
So it's, if you imagine, like, Final Fantasy where you've got, like, 4 characters. The thing is, you are seamlessly switching between these characters. You're building up, like, combos of their elemental effects, and each character has, like, one might be a swordsman, another might be, like, a magic user, another might be shooting bow and arrow. So it really changes up, like, your attack style, and then the elemental energy types on top of that, and you're going to have strengths and weaknesses, and you're trying to combine those into stronger effects to like debuff your enemies. It's that's for the most part. There are a few times when the combat gets changed up, the playstyle gets changed up, but otherwise massive like open world. you can run all over and do whatever you want pretty much anywhere from the beginning. But
Wow.
yeah, it's level capped to a certain extent. You're just going to get kind of obliterated if you stray too far.
Gotcha. Have you invested any money into this game?
No, not yet. They do have a little like starter pack for $5.99. It gives you the some of the primo gems, which help you get
Some
your
cute
your
outfits.
wishes. Yeah, well, there is that, but it's less on the outfits. Their big gotcha is in the characters themselves. They want you to want these characters and their special abilities and what they can do.
How many?
Some people call it a waifu collector, I guess.
Yeah. How many characters are there that you can?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen like a massive sheet of them. Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what it was like at launch, but you get like drip fed new characters all the time just through doing the story. So I think it's more like end game where you really start worrying about like, ooh, I gotta have that one because he does this thing.
And you switch it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
then the real bitch of it is it has the mechanic that you can only upgrade them to a certain point without like pulling them again, and you have to keep either grinding and saving up those that like the premium currency or spend your real cash. Yeah, so you can keep rolling the dice trying to get that character that you want, so you can upgrade the character that you already have.
So is it like just a random pull, like a pack of cards or something like that to get those new characters?
It's kind of a little more specific than that. It's like you got certain guarantees within your first 10 pulls. It's like a 50-50 or whether or not you get like the character that's on the banner. So it changes, I think every like 20-something days it goes through these cycles. So you can see what character is available and like 3 other characters that might be available on that pool.
Gotcha.
And if you spend your premium currency on that, you got a 50-50 chance within the first 10 of getting it. And then it's got a pity system where, like, on your 90th, if you haven't gotten it yet, you're guaranteed to get it.
You get it.
So there's,
Sweet.
yeah.
Okay.
Which, as far as the gacha mechanics go, as long as they're all upfront about all of this and the way it works, I don't have that big of a problem. I can see where if you do have, like, a gambling addiction or you really, really are into these anime characters and you just have to have that one.
Yeah.
I was just hearing a story about a guy who spent like $600. Him and his girlfriend or wife's savings account got wiped out because he kept rolling the dice to keep getting more and more so that he could build up the character.
Yeah.
I don't see...
Waifu Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm loving the game right now, obviously, by the amount of time I've got into it. But I think I'll lose interest before I ever get to that point.
Gotcha. Now, is there cross progression from the console to like your phone? Can you play it on the go?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
I like
some of the beginners tips YouTube stuff that I was watching. Like if you do go buy that $5 pack, and even if you don't, say you're gonna have a busy day, load it up on your phone real quick, get your dailies, and get your little login bonus on the phone with 5 minutes of effort, and then you don't have to be in front of the PC or the console.
Yeah, there you go. Smart. I would never, if you would have told me to guess what you were playing, I never would have guessed that. So that's great. It's kind of a theme with this with our show today that we're just playing games that have been out for a while. Because I've been like struggling to kind of find something to get into myself. I go through those waves where I'm just like, nothing's just really like catching me, and I don't want to like, I don't know. I'm really excited for Claire Obscura that comes out at the end of April, so I'm just like, I just keep thinking about that. But anyways, I started Death Stranding a couple days ago, and I'm only like a couple hours in, but I'm like, okay, maybe this is time I like get into this. So I started that. It's weird. It's interesting. I like it. But that's like, and then 2 nights ago, I started playing Overwatch 2 again. And man, it was like, just like riding a bike, man. You come back and it's just, I love the characters in that game. Like I played some Marvel Rivals and that was just as fun, but just something about, Rivals is great new spin on it. I love the new take, the characters, the way it's handled. I like some of the gameplay things. But man, like I'm like a Moira main on Overwatch 2, and like I haven't found anybody that gels with me as much as I gel with her in that. So when I go back, dude, and I'm just like running this whole game, and I'm just like destroying everybody, it just feels good. My eyes are bleeding. I'm just like, it's just a mess. But man, I really had fun. So the reason we went back to it is that they brought back loot boxes. It's a thing now. Like you can get loot boxes again, but you can't buy them. They're rewarded to you. So it's like still you're getting cosmetics from, the giant pool of cosmetics for every character and everything out there. So it's like you never know what you're gonna get. But we're like, let's go check out, because that was the best part of Overwatch, was the loot boxes. I was a big fan of them. I didn't never had a gambling issue. I understood why they had to go away, but I liked being rewarded free loot boxes for gameplay. Which you don't see much anymore. You always have to either buy the battle pass or, invest some sort of real money. But yeah, it was fun. So yeah, look at us. We're just playing old games. This is old game show here. But yeah, speaking of old games, it's time to do new games. That was a terrible segue. Oof. Hang on a second. Let's drink some more coffee. Speaking of old games, let's get into some new games. Terrible segue 2. This is our new releases from last week. The big one. We've all been waiting for it. I'm excited to talk about it with you. Assassin's Creed Shadows came out March 20th on PC, PS5, and Xbox X and S. It's the feudal Japan Assassin's Creed. We all, we know what it's about. We've been talking about it for years. Shinobi assassin you can play as, or like a legendary samurai. And, you can switch between them. One's stealth, one's power. And it's your Assassin's Creed game. You go through and you kill stuff. But you're an assassin. You have a creed. That's all you need to know. Reviews are good. It's at 81. This is what, we're like, where are the reviews? So it's 81 on Metacritic. They're saying that they tightened up the gameplay from the previous ones. It's refined. It feels like nicer. It is like that open world. So it's just, I don't know. It's just less, I don't know. It's just tighter, we'll say. Tighter. Yeah. And it's beautiful. Like every video I see of it, man, this is the world I want to put myself in. I want to run around this world because it looks gorgeous. Every aspect of it, I was like, this is probably one of the best looking Assassin's Creed games out there. And then they're saying that the one thing I'm reading consistently throughout the reviews is that one side is a little bit more OP and it makes you just want to play the stealth based character, because the stealth is very it makes it much easier to get through the game. So that's like a downside of the game, that they're not equally represented. But yeah, I'm happy for them. It's when it came out, dude, over 2 million people have played it already. We're not getting any sales figures yet, which I'm really excited to see. But yeah, 2 million people within the first few days. Amazing. So good on you, Ubisoft. Yeah. They're back.
It's like, kind of wonder if, like, between those two characters, if you're forced to progress them at a certain stage along with each other to move the story forward, or can you kind of focus on the stealth when you're first playthrough, and then you've got some replayability factor there.
Right,
to play the second character.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how that works. I don't know. There's got to be a reason to switch back and forth between them, because then why have it? Yeah. But yeah, you think this is one? I know you've played a bunch of the Assassin's Creed. We've talked about it before a bunch of times. Yeah. This is one you're interested in, right? At some point.
Yeah, I think this is the best looking like setting for an Assassin's Creed game that I've seen in a long time. I'm not that interested in like the ancient Egypt one, but I played that.
Yeah.
You're what is it? The most recent one was just like Vikings or something.
Yes.
And yeah, I felt like we had like 3 other games at the same time, and I couldn't distinguish between them. So I didn't play it, but this one, like, good timing coming off the back of like TV shows like Shogun, and I think feudal Japan's getting a little bit of love right now.
Yep, everybody loves it there. Yeah, I totally agree with you. It looks, I mean, just the like you said, whereas the other Egypt, it's desert and it's all sandy environments. This one's got like the snow and the these beautiful trees, and like it looks gorgeous every time I see it. So yeah, I wanna check it out. I'm absolutely like, this is I talk about it regularly. Never played an Assassin's Creed, and I keep saying I'm gonna get into one. I can see myself getting this one, but I'm not. It's gonna have to be like on a big sale for me. Like I'm not super excited to jump in there, but if I could get it for $30, I'll play it then. So I'll wait. That's the cheapskate, the patient gamer in me, where I'm not super drawn to it. But I'm
I think I've gone on record. I've said the same thing on the show that I've said that I would probably pay full price for this when it comes out. But thinking now, like it doesn't have anything that really, like, you don't have to be current with this game. It's going to be good for years to come. So I feel like I could be a little more patient with it too.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially when a game like this, if you don't have like a bunch of friends playing it and you want to be part of that conversation, that's always the draw for me, the peer pressure and everybody's talking about it. I'm like, I want to talk about it too. But if you're not in that world, wait, let them iron out the bugs, let it get better, a little cheaper. I'm right there, baby.
And we just have to worry about Ubisoft surviving.
That's a good point. Yeah, what's next for Ubisoft? I'm sure we'll be talking about that a lot more in the future as well. All right, next up, Xenoblade Chronicles X, the definitive edition, came out on Nintendo Switch on March 20th. This is a remake of the Wii U game from like 2015. It's an action role-playing game. It's a sci-fi game. You got cool abilities. You got giant mechs. And then like these cool creatures that you got to beat up with your mechs and your people. It looks great. I've never played it before. I like that it has like you build your party, you get all these companions, they have different abilities and stuff like that, which classic role-playing game fashion. It looks fun. It looks fun. I've never played it, but I could see myself actually buying a Switch game for this game, again, when it goes on sale, maybe. But is this one that you ever played?
Who knows? No, I didn't play any of the Xenoblades, but I always heard of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like to check it out. There's like talk about, I think it was this game. There's like a hidden 60 frames per second mode, I believe, in this one. And there's a lot of rumors about what Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be, if this is going to be for that and stuff like that. So I believe it was this game. So yeah, it looks cool. You can play multiplayer too. There's different missions. It plays up to 32 people. So wow, cool features. It looks like a lot of fun. All right, and then we got Wreckfest 2 came out in early access on PC, also on March 20th. This one, very early access. There's not much here. 5 tracks, 1 derby arena, 1 test track, and only 4 cars to choose from in this. Maybe, a few hours worth of gameplay. But again, very early access. They're doing, this is the way they're trying to work it out. They put the roadmap out there, what's intended. No set date on, when to expect the 1.0 release. But, they're going to slowly start releasing more cars, more tracks, and that sort of thing. From the reviews that I saw, it is an improvement all across the board as far as the gameplay goes. Everything just feels a lot nicer. So I don't know if this has one of those sliding scales as far as the pricing goes, if it's going to, go up in price as more content comes out, or if this is just where it's going to be. But right now it's on sale. I think it's like $24 or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was looking at the Steam listing until April 3rd. If you go and buy it, it's like $23.99, but it's only a $29.99 regular price game. But like you said, don't know if it's going to go up from there. Yeah.
So, I've never seen a game come out with this like little content before. It's really interesting, as far as the early access. Like when they're like, we have 4 cars to choose from. I'm like,
It may be like a truly early access. In the early access release trailer, they're showing like, give us your ideas, please comment, let us know what you're thinking about the game. So that's kind of nice when it's not just, beta test for us.
Exactly.
This is actually like, get in there with the bare bones of the mechanics and see what you like and what you don't like.
yeah, it's not just a company saying like this is their way to put out a broken game. Like, wait a minute, it's just early access. So yeah, very cool. And then last up, Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envisioned Land. This is in the running for longest title, along with, I think there was one last week or a couple weeks ago. This came out on March 21st on all the things. This is, so I swear, dude, I tried to figure out what this game was. I'm like doing all this research. I went to like so many websites, tried to figure it out. And I have some ideas. I got the bullet points, but I still have no clue what this game is. So it's an open world ish, like role-playing game. It has real-time combat. You get items that can turn into weapons, and then you can create different things from mana depending on what ingredients you put in there. And then also there's a base building aspect of it. But it looks cool. That's all I know. Do you have any other insight into this game? Because I am very confused.
I do not. I saw that it was highly anticipated, and I knew you'd love saying that long-ass name, so that's why I put it on the list.
Perfect. Yeah, it's at an 81 on Metacritic, and again, yeah, it looks, the characters in it look cool. The world has got that cool, like, anime, kind of cartoony style, and it looks great. I just don't know what the hell's happening in the game. You got to create stuff and then fight things, but I don't know why. So, yeah, it's something about memories. That was a key point in every one of the things I saw. Memories.
Yes.
That's it. Those are the games that came out this past week. Next week, Atomfall comes out, which we're getting reviews out already for that. I've been excited to check that one out. Right now, it's at a 75 on Metacritic. We'll see where it lands on release date next week when we chat about it. Hopefully I'll be able to get in there and play some of that as well. All right. Moving along to our action-packed news of the week. All right, first up, we had the Future Games Show, another games showcase that came out. This is their spring showcase. I always enjoy this one because it's a lot of games that aren't on my radar. A lot of really cool indie games, some AA games. This one, and I knew I was in for a treat right when I booted up. And Nolan North is hosting it, and Jennifer English. So Nolan North, if you're unfamiliar, he's in every video game. He's Uncharted guy. What's his name?
Nathan Drake.
Johnny Uncharted or Nathan Drake. Yeah. And Jennifer English, she plays Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate 3. Her voice is in everything, too. She's going to be in Claire Obscure. She's got a character in that. So I was like, oh, they got the big guns. Anyways, I want to talk about some of the new trailers that we weren't familiar with. So they showed a bunch of stuff that we had seen before. South of Midnight had a new trailer. Neon Abyss 2, which I'm excited for. I was a big fan of that game. FBC Firebreak, whatever. The new game from Remedy. The multiplayer game, they showed some of that. Very excited about that. That it's going to be out this summer. They did announce that. Still no release date. But there were a few games, some newer games, and some games that I thought were very interesting that I want to just talk about real fast. So the show led with a game called Lost Rift, and this is a world premiere. And it's like this supernatural first-person survival shooter game. Yeah. Like, I don't know what other adjectives I could put in there.
Naked on a Beach Simulator is what I call these games.
Oh, yeah, there you go. This one has PvP and PvPvE gameplay. You could play it solo or up to 4 other people in a big co-op thing. But it looks great. You know, it's classic gather resources, build a camp thing. But I like that this one's a little bit more creepy with the supernatural vibe and that sort of thing. You like these base building survival games. You ever play the ones where it's co-op or PvPvE? Those freak me out.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Rust, played some Conan Exiles.
Rust. Yeah.
Yeah, that draws me to this. I don't know if I can get like a group of people who will want to play this. Maybe I could convince my wife to play it with me. But the PvE aspect of these games, man, people really like to team up. They really like to hoard their resources and just obliterate anybody else.
That's the scary part. Yeah, when you find a group that's like, that just sweats that are just out there, just there to destroy everything. Not fun. All right, another trailer that looked cool. Animal Use Protocol. This was a you play as a chimpanzee with a mouse on your gun, and it's a horror game. I'm not going to get into too much of that. If that description doesn't intrigue you, just shut the show off right now because you're not here for a good time. But yeah, and they're talking to each other. They have like a link. It's weird. It's weird. I Hate This Place. And there was a game called I Hate This Place. And it is it's like based on a comic book game or a comic book from Skybound Studios. This is from Bloober. And it's like this awesome looking like comic book art survival horror game where it's got the isometric top down kind of angle. It looked really cool. I liked the style of it most of all. It's really like kind of like a retro vibe, 80s.
Yeah, gameplay mechanic wise, it looks interesting too. It looks like, I mean, if you're like in the dark, you're moving around in the 3/4 top down view, but like you can only see what's in your flashlight and you don't know what dangers are just off the screen. So it seems like this will be a good one for October if you're just up for a spooky game.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of fun. I get there's so many of the horror games that do the exact same thing over and over again, and I like that this one is a little bit different. It still has the horror elements, but it's not the same like cookie cutter like horror game. So that I was really into that, and I've never read the comic, but I want to check it out now. One that we've seen before, but they did show some more stuff there, and I know you're excited for it. Kingmakers, the one where you're it's like medieval, but there's also guns and pickup trucks. So they showed more of that, and it looks awesome. Dude, I keep expecting it to be like the kind of same vibe that I had when Pale World was first announced. I'm like, this doesn't seem real, And then it kept coming out. I'm like, this can't be true. And then it came out, and it was like real, and it was true. And like, I keep getting the same vibe from this where I'm like, it looks too good. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I know you are.
Yeah, same here. I didn't even see the trailer. I only watched the trailers for like new announcements games. So I gotta immediately after the show, I'm gonna go see what's new in Kingmakers.
Yeah, go check it out. And because they talked to them too, it was like one of the featured things, and they talked to them about like how they're doing it, and there's how they actually have all of these, this huge army of hundreds of people like on there, and it's not just simulated. Like he even says on the thing, like Dynasty Warriors has all these people that they're just regenerative, and it like comes at you, you kill one, and so it seems like there's a lot on there. He's saying that they're all on your screen in real time, and they all have like this AI that you have to like defeat, and it just seems really like crazy. So I'm very much excited for that one. A game that looked cool, but I probably won't play. It's this game called Elsewhere Electric, where it's part VR, and it's a co-op puzzle game where it's kind of like the Stop Talking
Explodes.
Yes, where one person describes what you have to do, and then the other person is on, and it has like an iOS or Android app that you play on and do it. I thought that was really cool. The vibe on that one, the aesthetic was very fun.
Yeah, with this one, I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. That the other one is a good game. Stop Talking and No One Explodes, and this is obviously trying to do something very similar to it. But the VR release of Stop Talking and Nobody Explodes is just a VR port of that game. This is one that's built from the ground up with this experience, the VR and the app in mind. So I'm interested to see what they do a little bit differently and expand upon the idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one that looked really interesting, a game called Shelf Heroes. This is like a roguelike first-person shooter, but it's toys. It looks like Toy Story, and you have to you mix and match parts from the different toys to make your hero, and then there's like different perks that you can find, and there's like this card-based system. You can play it solo or with 3 people. And it's like all set in like, a room of a house. it looked like a lot of fun. It was colorful. And yeah, definitely reminded me like a first person shooter Toy Story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one should be pretty cool. Romestead. This one I thought of you when I saw it. It's like kind of a it's like a multiplayer town building survival game, but it's got like a SNES like graphic vibe to it.
Bit
It
of a
looked
Stardew
really cool.
Valley thing going on.
Yes. Yeah. And then the more I was reading about it, where it's like there's like 8 players playing and fighting for the amount of the limited resources in this world. And I was like, I don't understand how that works in this with this aesthetic. I don't know. Like, it's not like, well, in my mind, like, it didn't think like that Lost Rift or Rust that we were talking about, where there's like a multiplayer thing, but I don't know.
If it's random pairings, then that you probably would have the competition. But if you're in there with your friends, I mean, you're gonna probably work something out. That's interesting, just from a social standpoint of what happens when you do certain pairings in this game with random multiplayer.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from that one. What else did I see? Oh, Rivals Hover League, dude. This one got me fired up. It's a arena-based vehicular combat game, but it looks identical, the gameplay, the driving style, to Rocket League. Like, they're doing the flips, they're hovering, all this stuff, but like the weapons in there, the abilities, all the cool gadgets and stuff. I was like, this looks really, really cool. I'm excited to try that one. That one looks like a lot of fun. Were you a Rocket League guy back in the day?
I played a little bit of it, but never really like deeply got into it.
Let's see, another one that I liked, Painkiller. So this is a I guess I don't remember the original game, but they're saying this is a reimagining of this game that came out in the early 2000s, and it is set in like purgatory, and it's a first-person shooter, where you are like, I don't know, it just looks really cool. Like the environments, like real gothic environments, and all the enemies are kind of I don't know, just really cool creations. It was very Doom-esque.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one looked really cool, and it was a co-op game. So you got cool co-op Doom-looking things set in purgatory, and I was like, absolutely, that one's immediately on my wish list. It looked really well done.
Was it Scorn that came out not too long ago that was like Doom but H.R. Geiger artwork?
Yes.
This was like kind of a toned down version of that style, it seems.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, not nearly as weird and creepy, but still like edgy and a lot of fun. Were there any other ones that you saw on there that caught your eye?
Well, I was looking into, I don't even know how you would say it, Rave, R-A-E-V, the one that's like...
Oh, yes.
Kind of a city builder resource management, but it's foxes. And then I got to thinking, like, I've seen it before. I played Timberborn a little while ago. Right. So it's basically the same old game mechanics, just throw a different animal into the mix. So not entirely interested in that. But the ones that we went over, I think, were the big ones that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was over 2 hours long, this showcase. Over 50 games shown during this thing, and like a ton more in-depth look at games that were already announced that we're getting maybe release dates and that stuff for. So yeah, if you're into indie games or like AA games or other just random stuff, go check out the Future Games show. It's definitely worth a watch. It was a lot of fun to watch. I enjoyed it. All right, next up, we got some interesting information coming out of a leaked Microsoft, I don't know if it was an ad or whatever, but it was from like The Verge. The website The Verge spotted this image. Came from an image that said opening 1 billion doors with Xbox. And in it, if you look closely, you see one of the mocked up UIs. So this is for a UI update coming to the Xbox. Says like on there, it has a tab for Steam. So that led to a lot of people being like, what the shit is going on here? Now, that's pretty much it. That's the story. So The Verge reached out regarding like what is going on here. They immediately removed the post, removed the image, and didn't make mention of anything again after that. So it's unknown if there are, again, The Verge then reiterated that they have sources that said that this is a legitimate UI update and that the company is actually working on something that's going to connect users to not only their Steam library, but Epic and, just any of the PC like storefronts and that sort of thing. So this is an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox, dude. We know that. We've talked about it. Everything's an Xbox. And now, even more so, everything is PC. I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets confusing.
Yeah.
What do you make of this?
Okay, so you already have this functionality in Steam. You can add games that aren't part of your Steam library. I don't think I've ever tried to do it with an Xbox game, but I know if you have like Minecraft or something that you go out into the world and buy not through Steam, you could then add that to your Steam library and get the thumbnail updated and everything. That way it's just like if you use Steam Big Picture Mode or something like that, it's just a click away like any other game in your Steam library. And I believe that GOG or one of those other launchers is supposed to have a good version of this as well. And I don't know if it's been updated because I haven't tried it in a while, admittedly. But it's not like automated. So if they're talking about link your Steam account, link your Epic account to your Xbox account, and we'll do the heavy lifting and add all those games into the library so that you have one little environment to just click between your games, that might be great. I mean, I usually go for the desktop icon if it's a game that I'm playing a lot anyway. So I don't know it's going to save a lot of time or effort. Xbox, we're talking about the new handheld coming out pretty soon that I believe is going to be running, I think, did they say Windows or is it going to be like a Linux
We just
thing?
assumed. If it's Microsoft, the assumption is that it's
you
a
should
Windows
assume
based
Windows.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And this could be more focused on that because they did talk about
That's a good
functionality
point.
for Steam and things on there. It may be
I didn't
based
even
on
think
that
about
console.
that. Yeah. It does get confusing because in the image, it's just, it's just consoles and then, phones and that sort of thing. So it's like, this is going to be some sort of either a PC-based like launcher or app that congregates all of your games in one thing. But yeah, it's not something that has happened before. We've never seen like Steam doesn't, play well with other things. They don't usually have stuff like that. And this is more of just kind of blurring that line between, what is an Xbox, what is a PC, and So it is interesting. I don't know what it means if we should be getting excited for anything, but I didn't even think about the handheld part of it. If they could do it, if whatever this new handheld idea is, but if they could get I don't know, some version of the Steam OS to go on there as well, game changer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's possible, but
you and I have talked about what you can do on the Steam Deck now. It requires a lot of workarounds to get your Epic games or possibly even Xbox games to work over there. So it's possible, but they're going to make you jump through the hoops to do it. So if this makes that like a baked-in experience, then absolutely that's a game changer, and I think everybody will be buying that handheld Xbox over whatever the next Steam Deck is.
Yeah. If you could get a flawless thing that plays your Steam games and your Game Pass games right in there, that'd be rough. It would be. I can't imagine Steam or Valve would give out the OS to include on another handheld like that, knowing that it's going to be taking customers away from them, though. So, it's weird. But I think there was one other one that was coming out with a Linux kind of version of Steam. I don't know. They're all running together in my mind, all these handhelds.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. It could be nothing. It could be something. But,
I mean,
we'll see.
The Steam app exists for Windows. So
Right.
Even though they're calling this an Xbox, the Xbox handheld console, it's still just a Windows running machine. So no reason that they couldn't have Steam installed on that device. But I don't know if this is a little more superficial, like I was describing with the way Steam does it now on PC. Is it just a thumbnail and a link to where that game is installed, or is it actually like bringing in things from the launcher?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're probably right where it is more of just like, these are also your games that you have in Steam that you can get to, just, but yeah, we'll see what, if anything does come out about this or what this, this was for, why this was mocked up this way. All right, next up, we got a new studio alert. Dark Outlaw Games. This is a new first-party PlayStation studio led by Jason Blundell. He was one of the creators of the zombie mode in the Treyarch's Call of Duty game. Black Ops, was that? That was a Black Ops thing.
That was the first zombies.
Yeah. So it's exciting. I always like when there are new PlayStation first-party studios. Although this one, it comes with a little bit of a. So I have to say, so this guy, Jason Blundell, comes from a studio called Deviation. I think it was Deviation Studios, where they were working on a PlayStation exclusive game, and they had over like 100 people working for them, and that studio got closed in 2024 before they ever put anything out. So it's hard to get excited about another new studio saying that they're a PlayStation exclusive and they're going to put something out that's amazing, and when the last one didn't really pan out. So yeah, we could hope, right?
Yeah, as many studios that are shutting down and everything else, I don't think anything's for certain these days.
Yeah. Yep. So Blundell did say, I've had the amazing opportunity to create a new studio within PlayStation Studios for Sony. The studio is called Dark Outlaw. We've been working away in the shadows for a while. When we've got something to talk about, we'll step out into the light. It's such a privilege to be able to do it with Sony as a new first-party studio. Sony doesn't start up first-party studios all the time, so to have that privilege is humbling. So that's what I feel, yeah. When Sony has the backing, or when they have the backing of Sony and can, put something good out, then I'm excited. And, this guy, he's a big name in developing, and he's got some good ideas. So hopefully they could put something great out. But, until we get any more information, let's not get too excited,
Right.
So, and that is it. It's a light week. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it.
Shoot the shit. No, you're feeling that Genshin Impact calling you, right? I can see you. You're shaking a little bit. You got you're like, I got to get back to my babies, my sweet little babies.
It's true, but tonight's also chilly night, so I can't downplay that.
That sounds good too. Chili and Genshin, dude, you're living the dream. All right. Well, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Be sure to check us out on YouTube at Pop Culture Playground, so you can find the video version of this. Go there, subscribe, like everything. And then podcast version, just type in GNW anywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you subscribe to that so you'll have it every morning or every Monday morning ready for you to just to listen. Start your week right with a couple of sweet talking babies talking about Genshin Impact. ASMR. Yes. And then check us out on TikTok and Blue Sky. Make sure to follow us there. And that is it. So, I'm going to go play some Genshin Impact too. This sounds great. I'm in there, dude. We're going to, can we team up in this? Can we go get our waifu babies to team up?
Yeah, there is co-op. I don't know to what extent, but yeah. I suggest trying it out. It's not bad.
I'm going to try it out.
It does not feel like a free to play at all. It's good.
I'm going to get it on can I get it on my iPod Nano?
Probably.
All right. You can get that shit anywhere. It is available everywhere. I have it on a flip phone. So yeah. All right. Well, until next week, when we're back with more Gaming News Weekly, we will be playing Genshin nonstop. So, all right. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.